evening and welcome. Our program will begin in just a few minutes. While you settle in, let's thank the generous community partners who are supporting our program this evening and our mission all year long. See you in a few minutes.
Welcome to the first ever Evening of Hope in Action. My name is Pahua Yang Hoffman, and I'm a proud member of the Catholic Charities Board of Directors.
And I'm Gina Licari. I've been a team member here at Catholic Charities for the last 8 years. Time is one of the most precious resources we have, so thank you for spending this evening with us to kick off the season of Hope in Action.
The mission of Catholic Charities is to serve those most in need and to advocate for justice in our communities. We're coming to you safely from Dorothy Day Place in St. Paul, where we serve 1,000 people every day. As you can imagine, 2020 has stretched us to our limits. All of us and all of you have been called to dig deeper in ways that we never thought possible.
Wow, what a year. Hope is a powerful force, but hope alone cannot feed, shelter, and support those most in need. You do that when you take action to support Catholic Charities. Each and every one of you have something unique and important that you can contribute to help us succeed in our mission. And friends, we need you now. One of the things we most certainly need to do our work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year is funding. If it's in your budget this season, we're asking you to help us, to join us in spreading hope. We need contributions from people like you to do our work. On this campus at Dorothy Day Place in St. Paul, for instance, 90% of the funding for emergency services comes from donors just like you. Our goal for this holiday season is to raise $1 million. Can you help us reach that goal? At any point during this program, you can visit our website at cctwincities.org/bethehope to make a financial contribution or find other ways that you can take action.
Earlier today, I had the pleasure of sitting down with 2 team members from Catholic Charities to learn what it's been like to live the mission of Catholic Charities during this unprecedented time. Tim Marks is President and CEO of Catholic Charities, and Stacy Jonkas is Program Manager dedicated to finding safe, stable housing for men and women experiencing homelessness. Hi Stacy, hi Tim. So nice to see you.
Hello.
Both.
Hello, Pahua. Stacy, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, it's good to see both of you. It's nice to be in this space, in person, socially distanced, of course.
Yes.
Tim, let's go back to March. What do you remember about those early days of the pandemic?
A combination of profound uncertainty, I will admit fear, and were our clients, our staff, going to be safe? As we were in crisis management mode, going around to shelters, our housing, trying to figure out what to do. It was, I think, in my 40 years of working life, one of the most stressful times because of the level of uncertainty and the potential risk to people's lives.
Stacy, what was going through your mind?
I remember thinking though, people keep showing up, even though they're scared. And I get a little verklempt when I think about it because that's what courage is to me. It's not that you're not afraid and you go do things, it's that you're afraid and you go do it anyway. And I've been so touched by that through this whole journey we've been on this year.
9 months has gone by though. How did we respond to COVID-19?
One of the things we found was there were some clients in the housing over in Minneapolis that had tested positive. And in an effort to keep them safe, isolated, quarantined, we were bringing their meals to their rooms. And I showed up, I think it was a Saturday evening, and there's Tim, all masked up.
I knew it was a responsibility to show up and do the work so that people would continue with great courage, taking more risk than I, to show up and do the work. And it was not just me, it was all of the Catholic Charities leaders and so many throughout the organization who, no matter what their former day job was, would take on new day jobs and show up and show that camaraderie. And that is something that will benefit Catholic Charities for a long time to come, because we are a stronger, better organization. I am so proud of Stacy and her colleagues, our clients, our volunteers, our donors and supporters. We changed, we learned, and we innovated. Stacy mentioned how we changed meal service. Instead of having congregate meals, which would be super spreader events, we learned how to serve individual meals. And we serve over 1 million meals a year that now we serve differently.
The pandemic was already causing lots of challenges for Catholic Charities. In May, a gentleman named George Floyd gets killed. How has this impacted the work of Catholic Charities, Tim?
We have to remember that 70% of those whom we serve are people of color who wake up each day knowing that they're going to be treated differently by someone during the course of that day just because of the color of their skin. Similarly, many of our staff who are the frontline workers working with those clients are people of color experiencing the same thing. And so the recognition that among this COVID-19 virus still existed in persistent and pernicious ways, the virus of racism was added to the heaviness. But I think what we've done at Catholic Charities is named it, called it out, said it is wrong, and in a very complicated world with a lot of division say, we're not going to stand for it, we're going to stand up against it.
I have seen how it affected our clients. And I think one of the things I was so struck with our clients, again, a lot of scared folks, but a lot of folks who were hopeful. Maybe this time this will make a difference.
Tim, 10 years has flown by. And as we think about welcoming a new CEO in not too long, what are your thoughts on your time here?
I just think back with gratitude and awe and joy for the gift of having my personal passions also be my profession. And through this all, we have had tremendous allies. Those who volunteer with us, those who advocate with us, and those who donate to us. And whoever sits in this chair, now more than ever, is going to need all of us, everyone, to do more, to say more, and to give more.
Well, Tim, Stacy, it was so nice to be in conversation with you and to be here in person with you and to spend time with you. I really appreciate all the work that you do and the courage that you show each and every day. So I want to thank both of you for your time.
Wow, that was really powerful. I'm really excited that Keith Kazurski is able to join us this evening. Keith has led Children and Family Services at Catholic Charities for 13 years. Thank you for joining us, Keith.
Thanks, Gina. I could have listened to Tim and Stacy speak for hours. The tenacity and commitment of my colleagues across Catholic Charities is just inspiring. They are truly some of the most dedicated and caring people you'd ever want to meet. When I tell people what I do, I simply tell them we believe in the dignity of every person. We believe in the power and the strength of every family we encounter. We want to be that helping hand and open arms for every person that comes through our doors. You make that possible. Throughout our program, Catholic Charities employees and supporters like you are going to be telling us what it means to them to create hope by giving, volunteering, and using their voice for others. Let's take a look.
We as a society, we need to help others because it expands our life and it makes our life more full.
It's important to give back and really be in service and community with, meeting the needs of the people in our state and our community.
By volunteering at Dorothy Day, I've been introduced to so many people that I've really come to like, to think about, and to pray for. And Catholic Charities has helped me to view them not as the poor, but as individuals with their own stories.
One of the things I've noticed or been the most impressed about the people that I serve is often their willingness to give their very last to someone else who's in need, and willingness to share what little they have with their neighbor.
Every time I leave Dorothy Day, I feel happy knowing that I can make a small impact in my community.
One of my favorite experiences
volunteering here at Higher Ground has been when a client comes up and tells us this is his last night at the shelter because tomorrow he's moving out to his own permanent apartment. You can't believe how excited these guys are. You can see the renewed life in their eyes because they now have a place they can call their own.
It's about hope, that letting people who are experiencing homelessness know that they're not alone, that other people care very deeply and want to help, and we can be the hope for others.
We can help create that hope with others. I see it every day in the work I do. Every dollar you give helps Catholic Charities to continue to be there, to provide a safe space, a warm meal, or a caring ear to listen to someone's story. If you can make a gift tonight of any size, I know that that gift will do more for our clients than you could have ever dreamed of. For example, last year, Catholic Charities provided over 530,000 nights of shelter and a safe place for children, families, and adults experiencing homelessness.
I bet a lot of the people watching this tonight are at home. To me, home means a place where there's a warm meal on the stove and laughter in the air. What about you?
For me, home means a place to love and be loved. What does home mean to you?
The thing I think about home is I think of family, love, peace, and happiness.
When I think of home, I think of a place where I can go to raise my family. I can just start building on things, start a foundation from the bottom.
What I think about a home is something that you can call your own, something that you can actually live in.
I've got lots of photos of my children, but I don't have no place to put them up at, so it'd be nice to be able to put some pictures on the wall and dishes. I don't have dishes either. It'd be nice to have dishes.
It's safe there. We have a lot of things to do. I know that we're going to be protected and God's watching over us.
Given a wonderful experience that I now of being a grandfather and having my grandson just turn 1, home is a place to greet him and bring him in and show him that unconditional love that all kids need and deserve.
You can say, hey, I'm at home, and be proud about it. Place we can actually cook at. Yeah, we used to cook good stuff in our kitchen, huh? You used to help me cook.
And spaghetti.
Yeah.
And meatballs.
Yeah.
I could play outside, and sometimes at our old house we used to roast marshmallows. That's what home means to me.
I miss it. Yeah. I can't wait to turn the key to be in our own home because it's nothing like it. I got a key. A key. You know what? It's been a while since I had a key. But I have one now. And I can open up a door. And I can lock a door. And I don't have to worry about nobody coming in and out my door, so I'm so happy.
When we gather up together and get in the room and we get the Bible and read scriptures together like a family and we eat together at the dinner table.
Be pretty happy. Yeah, be nice.
It means more than privacy. Having the opportunity to be sharing with the people of the little that you have. Having a home means safety and feeling that not everything is lost.
It's not hard to ask for support when you really believe in something. Can you help Catholic Charities make sure that everyone has a safe place to call home? There are so many ways you can help. Let's pause for a little inspiration from all of you.
Catholic Charities gives me hope because we will always come together as neighbors and caring, committed citizens.
Meeting people exactly where they are and helping them with what they need the most.
Together, we will respond to the unprecedented challenges we face. I'm grateful to be a part of a community that is up for this task.
Catholic Charities is side by side with us every step of the way, responding to whatever our community needs.
Together we can be the change that we want to see in the world. Love in action.
And it's really nice serving at the Catholic Charities Kitchen to see all the benefits that are going into it, and it's really nice to be able to help people and know that all my time is being spent properly and that I'm helping people that are really, really in need.
What I like most about volunteering at Catholic Charities is the ability to see the good that you're doing firsthand.
It makes me feel happy to help people.
I know everyone feels so busy and it's hard to add another thing to your schedule, but there's nothing more important and more rewarding.
Now more than ever, we must continue to work together and recommit ourselves to ensuring no one is left behind.
I ask anybody who doesn't know anything about Catholic Charities to find out a little bit more and see if you can't touch it someplace, because it will. The danger is it'll change your life.
Here's a Hope in Action fact for you. Last year, 16,000 donors made gifts to Catholic Charities, and volunteers donated over 90,000 hours of service. And they're gonna tell you that taking action can be fun. Here's an example. This is a giving tree. For the last 3 decades, Catholic Charities has hosted our Giving Tree event at the Mall of America, where community members just like you stopped by while they were doing their holiday shopping to pull an ornament and add somebody in need to their holiday list. While many things in 2020 are looking slightly different, the Giving Tree will as well, but you can still safely participate. Head over to cctwincities.org/bethehope to see how you can participate in the Giving Tree this year. Looks like an older gentleman could use a new toaster for his new house.
The Giving Tree is always one of my favorite Catholic Charities traditions. Our next story is about an incredibly strong woman named Botany. She came to Catholic Charities 2 years ago facing the unimaginable. She was discharged from the hospital, holding a newborn baby, and had nowhere for her family to live. As you watch this video, you will see Botany's transformation to see the power of hope in action.
It just was like everything hit me like real fast. Like I lost so much in so short little time. I ended up living in my car. Living in my car was the hardest thing that I had to do. Having to change diapers in a small car. Having your daughter tell you that she don't want to be in this car no more, that she want her own home. That is so hard to bear. Sleeping in your car, having to worry about safety, having to eat in a car. You know, people do that type of stuff on their way home, but not having to do it every single day. Yeah, that's hard. That's really hard. I was so happy. I couldn't wait to put my girls in the tub and just let them lay in the bed. I couldn't wait.
any of us is one misfortune from being in this place, whether it's because our house gets flooded and we have nowhere to stay, or we lose a job. I hope that she gets a house. I want her to have a place that she can call her home. She's an awesome mother, so I want her to have those moments where she's baking cookies with her own stove and having Christmas and holidays and things like that.
There are other people out here that's waiting just like I am, probably in a worse situation than I am. So that's why I'm trying my hardest. The next family can come in here, do the same thing, get the same type of help.
My goal and my hope for every family that comes into this shelter is to walk out of here with their own keys to their own place.
I'm hoping that I get a call, that I have my place. When I first found out that I was able to get a house, I was overfilled with joy and just overly blessed, and just knew that God did not get me that far to lead me astray. Well, it's a house, so it's a lot of cleaning. Just making this place feel like a home. Like putting me and my daughter's pictures on the wall. I know my kids are happier. I know they are happier than being here in this place. They have stability now. They have a home now that they can call a home and say that, well, I want to go home if they're at a friend's house. Or, well, I know where my house at, it's just right there, you know what I mean? They safe now. They don't have to worry about somebody walking past the car. They don't have to worry about that anymore. Not as long as I'm living, and as long as we have a home. I am very thankful for Family Service Center, Catholic Charities. I'm thankful for them. I've came really a long way, and for them to take me and my family in with open arms, it was just like, man, helping me stay strong and letting me know don't give up.
Wow, what an incredible transformation. Botany did the hard work, but you provided the hope by taking action. Hope is powerful, but so are you. One of the many ways that we can strengthen our community is using our voice to advocate for justice. It's part of the core mission of Catholic Charities. I've loved hearing from our colleagues and our supporters throughout the night to inspire us to take action. Let's hear again from them one last time.
I have gotten to see hope in action all over at Catholic Charities this year. Spending a couple mornings a month preparing meals for members of my community in need of extra support has been a privilege.
What's special to me about volunteering for this organization are those unique opportunities I have to build personal connections with the clients we serve.
In a personal care space, we cut hair, we relieve stress. Beauty matters because beauty empowers. Beauty makes days. Haircuts matter, especially to the most vulnerable.
I think that giving really fills you and makes you feel more full.
I've been a volunteer with Catholic Charities now for 7 years, and I'm going to stay with Catholic Charities as long as they'll have me.
On those days that she was gone, I watered her plants and got $4. And with those $4, I decided to give 2 of them to charity and 2 of them to Summer.
And who is Summer?
My sister.
We never know who is going to walk through the door or call. They call and walk in from every walk of life.
I helped serve meals at the St. Paul Opportunity Center, and as people were going through the line, one gentleman stopped and said, "Thank you for leaving your safe home to come help us." And it really struck me that I had all sorts of options available to me as to how I dealt with the pandemic. He did not. He's totally relying on what Catholic Charities could provide. So that really humbling moment.
In order to move towards social justice, we have to operate with equity and an anti-racism lens at the center of our actions.
Thank you for your commitment to social justice.
I was born into a Catholic Charities affiliated infant home, and I was adopted 6 weeks later by my wonderful parents. If there were ever a moment of grace, if you look back at your own life and are grateful for the moments when you can truly see grace happening in your life, that was one of those moments. And it was because of Catholic Charities.
So speaking of using your voice to advocate for justice, I am so glad that my friend T. Michael Rambo is able to join us this evening. Not only is he a member of Catholic Charities Board of Directors, but he's a longtime advocate for the work we do.
Thanks, Gina. And thanks to all of you. Thank you for joining us this evening. What a program this has been, filled with beautiful faces and amazing voices, all working together to transform, to change lives for the better, for those most in need. That's what this season of hope in action is all about, right? Right. We all hope that homelessness will end. We all hope families will have enough to eat. We all hope for racial and economic justice. Maya Angelou is quoted as having said, "Hope and fear cannot occupy the same space at the same time. Invite one to stay." And for many of us, hope feels out of reach. It's times like these when we have to push past fear and invite hope to stay. Tonight, my friends, I've come by here to make a request, to ask each of you to consider making a donation, a financial gift to Catholic Charities in an amount that is truly meaningful to you, or perhaps in an amount that exceeds what you've given in the past. Your generosity, your willingness to say yes supports the continued work of Catholic Charities and makes it that much easier for members of our community, the ones that we serve, to put hope in action. In a world full of no, be the yes. In a world full of dark, be the light. We've loved in the past, we must love in the future. Shine some light, give some hope, be the yes. Those who struggle in this world, give them peace. Bound by endless struggles, grant release. We've loved in the past, we must love in the future. Shine some light, give some hope, be the yes. Shine your light, give some hope. Shine your light, give some hope, be the yes.
Thanks for joining us, folks.
Happy holidays.